Now in this video, we are going to learn about the two topics. So they are electric shock and order of conductivity of metals. Order of conductivity of metals. So first I am going to explain about order of conductivity of metals. So as we know that all the metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Especially they are all are good conductors of heat and electricity. So what is the reason for that one means? As I said in my previous classes, all the metals having large number of free electrons. So due to the existence of more number of free electrons, they allow the current very easily. But we have an order. All the metals does not allow the same amount of current here. So there is one order is there. So now I am going to write the order of top four metals with respect to their conductivity of electricity. So that order is nothing but first one is silver. Next one is copper. Next one is gold. And the last one is aluminum. Right. This is the order of conductivity of the top four metals with respect to the electricity. So what is the first one? Silver, copper, gold, aluminum. This sequence is very important. Everyone should remember. This is important in part B point of view. Bits, you get the bits from this one. So here among all the metals, silver is the best conductor. It allows large amount of current. Next to silver we have copper. After copper we have gold. Afterwards aluminum. But here, if we consider these top four metals, we should not use these two metals. Silver and gold metals are not used in the transfer of current. So why we are unable to use the silver and gold in the transmission of power means. So here if we consider silver and gold, first reason is silver and gold are very costly metals. They are precious. And next thing is they have less malleability and ductility. So that means if we use silver for the transmission of current from one place to another place, so when large amount of current passes through the wire, it will get heated up, and finally due to more amount of heat, it will melt, and wire will cut down, power supply will cut down. And the same thing is going to take place in case of gold also. This is most important question actually. Why we are unable to use silver for the transmission of current? Why only we are preferring copper and aluminum in the transmission of current? These are the important questions. So why we are not using silver or gold for the transmission of current means they have less malleability and ductility. And that means we are unable to make the silver as thin chains, thin wires and thin sheets, metal sheets. So that is the reason also, and including that one, they are very costly and precious metals. It causes more expenditure. And why we have to go for, why we will use copper and aluminum in the power transmission means same, quite opposite to gold and silver. First one, copper and aluminum, they are available in large quantity. They are available easily in the Earth's crust. And next thing, they have more malleability and ductility. So we can make thin wires, very thin wires. Even though if you make the copper into thin wire, it does not break down, it does not melt, it does not cut down. So there is nothing much trouble to the power transmission. And aluminum, if you consider aluminum is used most probably in high tension wires, in the poles. So why? Because aluminum has large power, it can bear large amount of current. So that's why we will prefer copper and aluminum in the power transmission instead of silver and gold, even though they are good conductors of electricity. So that is the reason you should remember this one. And we will come to the next topic here. So our next topic is electric shock. Electric shock. So we will listen this term in so many times here. All the human beings will get the electric shock. You know that one very well. So many people are dying due to the electric shock. So first of all, we have to learn what is meant by electric shock. In what conditions we get the electric shock. how to avoid electric shocks. So that's what I am going to explain here. So basically the resistance of our human body is in between 100 ohms to 5 lakh ohms. So the resistance of the human body changes from 100 ohms to 5 lakh ohms. Depends upon the part. Different parts having different resistances. And the next thing here, we will get, if you consider our power supply here, especially in India, we will get 240 volts potential difference. This much of voltage is carried by the electricity in our main lines. 240 volts and at the same time 5 to 20 amperes of current. We are going to receive 240 volts potential difference and 5 to 20 amperes of current. So here when we get the electric shock, first of all, how we get the electric shock means. So here already we know that very well if we consider the basics of electricity. When there is a potential difference, then only the flow of current will take place. So in the same way, whenever our body, when we get the potential difference, when the potential difference applied to our body, when the potential difference is created in our body, that means one part of our body having more potential and the another part of our body is having less potential. So it causes a potential difference in our body. So whenever there is a potential difference created in our body, immediately due to the potential difference, the current will flow into our body. The current will flow into our body. So once the current flowing inside our body tissues will damage, they get damaged. So due to the damage of this our body tissues, the resistance of our body is also gradually decreasing. The resistance of our body is continuously decreases. So once the resistance of our body continuously decreases, the amount of current which is flowing into our body increases. We know that resistance is inversely proportional to current. As long as the resistance of our body decreases with respect to the decrease in resistance, the amount of current flowing into our body is continuously increases. So when more current passes through our body, the damage of the tissues will be more. So then the functioning, all the organs which are present in the human body, they are unable to function well, and it may cause the stopping blood circulation to the heart. And so many things are going. Muscle contraction, we are unable to control our body. Muscle contractions are going to take place. So finally, if the intensity of the current becomes 0.07 amperes, 0.07 amperes for 1 second to our body, it causes a death. It almost reaches the death. Fatal situation we have to face that one. So from that we can say that from all this explanation we can explain the electric shock in a simple way. Electric shock is a combined effect of potential difference and resistance and current. It is a combined effect of potential difference and resistance and current. So once we get the electric shock, it damages the tissues of our body here. Due to the damage of tissues of our body, resistance of our body is going to be decreased. Due to the decrease in resistance, more amount of current will flow into our body. Due to that one, the functioning of our organs will be disturbed. This is nothing but electric shock. So then, how to avoid electric shock means we have to use rubber gloves when we are going to work with electric appliances, and we have to wear the chappals. They should be made up of rubber chappal. So by this we can avoid the electric shock. And one more thing, you should not touch the plugs and switches with wet hands. It also causes electric shock. And one question, you are going to get one important question regarding the electric shock. So the question is like this here. We will observe so many cords, they are standing on the line wise. Cords. We have two parallel lines here. So in this way, the poles are there in the streets. Two wires are there. So one is live wire, plus wire, and one is negative wire, neutral wire. So these two wires are there. So many cords are going to stand on the wires. So why they are not going to get the electric shock? That is the question. So we will observe the birds are standing on the live wire. but why they are not going to, why they are not getting the electric shock, why they are not going to die? So the answer is nothing but here. So you will observe that the birds are standing only on one wire, single wire. So whether it is a neutral wire or else live wire. Live wire means higher potential wire. So when for example they are standing on live wire, higher potential wire. So 240 volts wire. So when they are standing on the live wire, their body, the body of the birds are not going to get any potential difference. They are not receiving any potential difference. Why? Because they are standing on live wire, 240 volts wire. So total the potential of that particular live wire and the body potential difference also same. So in this case, they are unable to receive the potential difference. So when there is no potential difference, there is no chance to allow the current into the body of earth. So that's why they are unable to get the electric shock. So already I explained in the beginning here. First of all, when we get the electric shock, our body has to receive the potential difference. So when there is no potential difference, there is no chance to get the electric shock. So in that situation only the birds are going to get the electric shock. So when they are standing in the single wire, they are unable to get the potential difference. So when there is no potential difference applied to their body, there is no chance to get the electric shock. So that is the reason. This is most important portion. Everyone should remember this. Thank you friends. So in this video we learned about order of conductivity of metals, and next topic is electric shock and how to avoid electric shock when we get the electric shock and definition of electric shock. Thank you for listening my class. Thank you everyone. Please subscribe this channel if you really like my videos and content.